When you move to a new country, you spend weeks preparing yourself for the big cultural differences. What nobody prepares you for is the shops. I walked into a Chemist Warehouse in my first week in Australia and I just stood there frozen in the middle of the aisle because I had absolutely no idea what I was looking at. That place is very overwhelming. And that was just one shop, but there are actually 7 of them that I'm actually taking you into today. Because once you see what Australian retail is actually like, going back to a Boots in the UK will feel like a punishment. And no, they don't sell boots. So grab a cuppa and let's get into it. So number 1 is 8th Street. Now I'm already breaking the rules here a little bit because this isn't technically one shop. This is a street of shops. No, not outside. Indoors. If you've ever been to Westfield Mount Gravatt in Brisbane, one of the biggest shopping centres I've ever been to in my life. It's got neon signs, seating running throughout the middle of it with people eating and chatting and socialising together. There's bubble tea, there's ramen, there's Korean barbecue, Japanese snacks, and an atmosphere that I've personally never found in the UK. I love how much Asian food there is in Australia and how well it's done. I spent 2 years working at a major theme park in Osaka, Japan, and walking through 8th Street feels weirdly nostalgic. It's not a Japanese themed street, by the way. It's got, lots of different stores from all over the world. There were things like Gongcha in Japan that Maddie and I would go to each week, and that's not something that I'd ever expect to be in Australia, so I was so pleasantly surprised. And I thought 8th Street was only in this specific Westfield shopping centre, but no, there's actually multiple ones. So if you're visiting Australia or living here, please go visit 8th Street in a Westfield shopping centre. It is like nothing you've ever experienced before, and it is so much fun. Number 2, JB Hi-Fi. I have such fond memories of my dad taking me to Currys in the UK, which is one of our major tech retail stores. I love hi-fi, TVs, soundbars, gadgets. We've got a robo vacuum downstairs because it was actually cheaper to buy that than a stick vacuum on Amazon. I wasn't really expecting Aussie tech to be, of the same level, but then I find JB Hi-Fi and it was like, my mind was absolutely blown, and I thought my dad's gonna absolutely love this. And they've literally got everything you want. They've got the showcases of the biggest, best 8K massive TVs, and it is just so much fun, especially if you love your gadgets and your tech. Also, the handwritten style pricing is just an iconic part of it. JB Hi-Fi is loud. It feels like the golden era of retail, which I see as the noughties when I was a kid, and you go into these big stores and there was like everything and big signs. The only thing I'd say, if you get very overstimulated, don't go to JB Hi-Fi because it is very overwhelming in the best way. By the way, if you're enjoying this video in any shape or form, tap that cute little like button down there if you feel like it. Right, the next one, which is quintessentially Australian, number 3, Kmart. It doesn't matter if you're a uni student, it doesn't matter if you're a newlywed couple and you're moving into your first house together, and it doesn't matter if you've just lost all your money and you need to buy a toaster for ridiculously cheap. Kmart has all of that covered for you. It's not always the best quality stuff, I'm not gonna lie. If you want a good piece of furniture, I would recommend going somewhere else. However, if you need a quick little thing for your house, you need that Tupperware, you need some cutlery, you need some Christmas themed tea towels, they've got it all. It's got that same interior design that you'd expect from a big American Walmart, that fluorescent lighting and just the most ginormous shop floor. Believe it or not, almost every city in Australia you will find a multiple of Kmarts there. Oh, now this is what you want. It's a Bubbaloo Bill. I've heard a lot about this man. Now in the UK, we don't really have anything like Kmart. We don't really do the big, ginormous American shops, unless you're talking about our supermarkets, our Asda's and our Tesco's. They do get pretty big. I really like that. Would that suit me? A lot of the, stuff from Kmart famously either breaks very early or is quite cheaply made. We got a rug from Kmart that looks really nice when you first buy it, but then a year later it's like a bit grotty and it just kind of needs to go now. Maddie and I also bought a few Christmas gifts from Kmart, and when we made a video about it, a few of you lovely Aussies let us know in the comments that Kmart isn't the best to buy that sort of stuff sometimes. However, I have to admit, they know what they're doing. It's very addictive. You see a toaster for $20 and you're like, we don't have a toaster, how can I not buy it? And you'll see people going around Kmart with these huge shopping trolleys, absolutely filling them. It's like consumerism on a new level. So Kmart has your home sorted for almost nothing, but Ted's cameras, that's where things get really exciting for me. It's absolutely booming, and their logo is a guy with a mustache, which I thought was pretty random. Australia has very much kept the specialist camera shop alive, and I love to see it. Whereas in the UK, it's very rare now to see a dedicated camera shop. It's full of the latest gear, passionate staff who actually love what they do, and a feeling that photography and filmmaking are very much still taken seriously, especially while it's a bit scary with like AI video generation right now. Don't do it. Just go get a camera and make your own stuff. It's way cooler. So I love it. As a YouTuber, as an actor, I constantly love looking at the latest camera gear. Yeah, it's a cool place. Again, it's very overwhelming. That's kind of the trend I'm finding with these Aussie retail stores. But if you think that's overwhelming, the next one is number 5, Chemist Warehouse. Now in the UK, our typical pharmacies or like health stores, they are very conservative. You go into a Chemist Warehouse and it's like a flashbang of colour. It's like someone has thrown a rainbow bucket of paint on everything. And it's kind of bizarre how these stores thrive on kind of doing everything. Chemist Warehouse, they've got a pharmacy. They sell all of your hair care products, all of your vitamins, all of your skincare products. They sell colognes and perfumes. But I'll tell you what, if you're 2 or 3 coffees into the day, don't go into one of these stores. If you've got a bit of coffee jitters, right? Going into a Chemist Warehouse is just going to make you feel stressed out. It really is. So then you got people like, you know, brushing past you and stuff and, oh, can I just get that? And you're like, what? There's too much to look at. I find it very overwhelming. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie about that. Whereas in the UK, you know, a chemist shop would be somewhere like Boots. It's a calm and considered space. I also always get zapped. Those static electric shocks in Boots, really random. You can get a meal deal there, weirdly. And you would usually be expecting to pay like £14 for something that would cost you $5. Number 6, Anaconda. Australia has built an entire shop around the philosophy of everything in Australia is trying to get you, but we're preparing you for it, so don't worry. Now in the UK, outdoor shops like Mountain Warehouse, places like that, for people who occasionally like to take a hike in the Brecon Beacons or the Lake District. They're a bit more niche and not for everyone. They're more something that as you get older, you appreciate walking more. Whereas Anaconda kind of makes camping and outdoor life and cooking outdoors really cool. And it is enormous. It sells everything from tents to kayaks, which I really want, by the way. I want to kayak down the Brisbane River. They've got UV rated clothing, which is really important. I never realized until I came to Australia that UV can actually penetrate clothing and you can get sunburn from it. That's mental. And these Anaconda stores are massive, but Aussies will just pop into it for their quick thing that they need for the camping trip like it's normal. Whereas in the UK, we probably prepare ourselves for hours and write down a whole list and be like, okay, this is how we, you know, don't get lost in the wild. Whereas Aussies, they've just got this coolness about them. Like, she'll be all right. Let's go buy that tent.
Hello, is anyone in here?
Oh, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Now get out my tent.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And it's really interesting, in the UK, camping can be a bit of a quirky hobby. Like, not everyone you know does it, and the people who do it, you're kind of like, oh, you're brave, mate. At least that's what I think. Whereas in Australia, it's a lot more normalized, and people don't seem as stressed out about it. And I say that as someone who's done his gold D.A.V. The thing is, I could really see myself getting into rough camping, but I fear that I would actually want to go glamping after trying out for a couple of times. Anyone who's a camping expert in Australia, let me know. Do you worry about snakes and spiders? I think I would. Now finally, the last shop on this list, originally an American brand, number 7, Bath and Body Works. This is technically an American brand, but Australia has welcomed it with open arms and has really spread it across the entire country. Now all of the shops on this list, I feel like the UK is missing out on, apart from this one. You walk in there and you expect it to smell incredible, but instead it kind of sizzles the nose a little bit. It is very cool. They've got every hand soap, body wash, fragrance, bath bomb that you could ever want, but it just smells of every scent in the entire world all at once. Now as a Brit, I'd never heard of Bath and Body Works before. Again, overwhelmed with the colour. And it's kind of like all these Aussie shops, they kind of put as much produce in there as possible. and just hope for the best, really. Because the scent has been so overwhelming, I've never actually bought anything from there, so anyone let me know if it's worth it. Maybe in the next video I'll try a hand soap from Bath & Body Works. That sounds really interesting. That really has been an adventure, but if you want to keep the adventure going, go watch this video here. It's all about the 7 common Aussie items that I'd never seen before I moved here. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.